Hi folks, we got a meatloaf in the works here. Just mixed up a bunch of ingredients, lots of garlic, onions, spices, peppers, and we got some garlic herb sauce on the top. We're going to try roasting this over the campfire. Going to wrap it in tin foil. I'm going to try and put it inside of a can, then rotate it around so it doesn't get so much heat. See if it creates a better effect for the cooking process. Now I have to figure out a side dish. Not quite sure what that will be, so stay tuned. The skies continue to be grays and blues. Lots of cloud. We only saw the sun for a little bit yesterday. And the snow is covering the magpie nest. Won't be used until the spring. As you can see by this, it's a lot of tree pea down there on the snow. Much more difficult breaking this trail. It hasn't been done and there's a crust on the surface. So after you break through the first couple inches, then you're going down into that soft snow that's underneath. So it's slow going. But once you get the trail, notice right here in this little grove is just track after track after track of a rabbit crossing. Now, this rabbit is making a habit of taking this trail. So you know that he's going to come through here. This, if you were in a survival situation, will be an ideal spot to set a rabbit snare if you needed to. So you would just probably hang it over in one of those poplars, loop it down in there, and when he comes through in the night, you would have your food. You would not go hungry. Personally, me, I would choose over there, where you can already see there is a poplar limb just naturally lying there. You gotta make sure, though, that it's stuck in the ground quite well, that he's not gonna go off with it. You're not gonna want to injure an animal. You gotta make sure of that. So you would check that out, see if it's well frozen in and heavy enough that it will keep him there. And if you are doing that type of thing, you should start checking your lines early in the morning and not leaving them there. You're not going to see anything in this type of conditions, only at a greater distance, because the noise that you're making through, it's incredible. So just out for the exercise, and maybe we'll see some birds fly by. And just enjoying the weather. Now, I'm just going to leave the camera on for a couple of seconds here so you can just hear what I mean by loud. You can really see up in there where the rabbit's been sitting. Sometimes probably in the sun in the mid-afternoon or early morning, gnawing on some of his food sources. He was through here not very long ago. Here again, an excellent trail where that rabbit has been constantly running. That is also the great thing. Though the animals can hear me a long ways, it also works in the other direction. If I'm really quiet and stand in one spot for a while, I'll hear them first as they move. so there I got a red blazing fire. It's going to be a while for the coals to get down because I want a large bed of coals, but I'm burning off the can, getting that ready as my little oven. You can see I got my meatloaf down here as well. Got it all rolled up nice and tight. And I'm going to have some baked potato with meal and some peas. And I might make a sauce to kind of add to the baked potato when I slice it to make it more like scalloped potatoes. So we'll see how that goes. I kind of like to just play it by ear, and whatever happens with the creation happens. So, it's a beautiful evening. It's been mild weather. So we're going to take advantage of it. The sky is kind of dark and cloudy, but that's alright. So I got my couple of potatoes wrapped in foil. Kind of made them like a boat if they decide to put the scalloped potato sauce over, which we'll be adding some chives to as well. So it'll soon be time to get the tongs and turn that can around. So I got my tongs here and I got this can. So I'm going to take out now. Just let it cool for a little bit before I put the meatloaf in it. The fire, the coals are getting down good where I want them. We're having a bit of snow flurries right now, so there won't be any stars for tonight. As you can see, we got some snowflakes happening on the fire. Big, fluffy, wet ones today. So I've shoved my meatloaf right down in that can. We're going to put that on the fire. So you can see on both ends the tin foil on. Got a coyote close by. Comes here, we'll have to do something. All is quiet right now. He's obviously hid on the run. I've got my baked potatoes in there now. You can hear every time the snow hits the grill sizzling, as well as the food. So we got some water and milk added to that. I'm going to add the flour and sauce on there. So there we have the fire blazing off to the side for light, and the coals on this side where we're cooking. And we're just keeping on rotating the food. This way we have light to see, so that coyote is visible if he does come any closer. So you can hear the hamburger meatloaf sizzling. Everything is cooking for our late night supper. It's the twilight. Going down now, which I can't show you with the camera. So we got everything almost done. Getting that other corner fire going up for light and heat. Potatoes are done. Just want to get this meatloaf a little browner. I got my can, I just took it off, letting it cool a second so I can get the loaf out. The only thing about doing it this way is you can't really tell how cooked it is without taking it out, where if you were just using the foil, you'd be able to tell. You could also take off the ends, but we're going to try and see. So here we have the tin foil. Just barely can touch it. Hot. Smells delicious. Now, the trick is if it's cooked enough. So we're just going to try and see, because it smells good. It smells like it's done. Oh yeah. Definitely good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I can lift that up. I'm going to plate it. It's going to warm up my sauce for my potatoes, and we'll be good to go. So, because we're running out of daylight, I'm going to take, and my headlamp, the batteries aren't connecting for some reason right at the moment. I'm going to get this out of the fire, plate it up, get my flashlight on there, get you a little video maybe, and a couple of pictures so you can see how it's turned out. Folks, a very, very, very scrumptious meal. You're gonna sit down and enjoy that as the last little bit of twilight disappears. Gotta say, it is the best meatloaf that I've ever tasted in a long, long time. The flavors just fused all together by having it in that can. It made a big difference because you don't get all the burn on it. And the baked potatoes with the sauce and the peas, yum. This is the life, folks. We're going to just sit here and listen to the peace and quiet and enjoy our late supper. Thanks for joining me, everyone.